The blade of the executioner's axe hovered inches from my neck, its edge glowing with the plasma fire of alien judgment, when the warlord's voice boomed across the arena. "Stop. This human has earned a reward beyond death." I knelt there on the cold, metallic floor of the Zarathian Colosseum, my wrists bound in energy cuffs that hummed like angry insects. Blood trickled from a gash on my forehead, mixing with the sweat that stung my eyes. Around me, the crowd of scaled Zarathians roared, their reptilian faces twisted in a frenzy of bloodlust and disappointment. I'd fought their champions, slain 3 in single combat, all to buy time for my squad to escape the orbital station. But capture meant trial by combat, and I'd won barely. What kind of reward did a prisoner like me deserve in their twisted empire? The warlord, a towering figure named Krozel, with horns curling like blackened thorns, descended from his throne on anti-grav thrusters, his eyes slit pupils glowing amber, fixed on me with something almost like respect. "Jax Harlan, human warrior," he hissed, his voice amplified through the arena speakers. "You have proven your worth. In our custom, victors claim spoils. I grant you a captive from our vaults, a female of the enemy species, to serve you as you see fit." The crowd erupted again, but my stomach twisted. A slave? That's what they called a reward? But that was only the beginning. They dragged her out in chains that crackled with electric restraints, her form slender and ethereal under the harsh lights. She wasn't Zarathian. Her skin shimmered with a faint iridescence like oil on water, and her eyes were vast pools of violet that seemed to hold stars within them. An Ilari, I realized, the elusive race we'd only heard whispers about, allies to humanity in the shadows of this interstellar war, but rarely seen. Why would the Zarathians have one? Her gaze met mine for a split second, and in it I saw not fear, but a defiant spark that pierced through me like a laser. The warlord gestured grandly. "Take her, human. She is yours to break or bend. A fitting prize for one who fights like a demon." Guards unshackled me, shoving me toward her. She didn't flinch as I approached, but her lips parted slightly, as if whispering a silent curse. What secrets did she hold? And why did the warlord's smile seem laced with malice, as if this gift was a trap waiting to spring? As they herded us into a transport shuttle bound for the neutral zone, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd just been handed a bomb disguised as a boon. The shuttle's engines hummed to life, vibrating through the hull, and I wondered, was this captive my salvation or the key to my undoing? The shuttle pierced through the asteroid belt like a needle through fabric, dodging debris from old battles that floated like ghosts in the void. I sat across from her in the dimly lit cargo hold, the only light coming from the flickering console panels. Her name, she told me in a voice like wind through crystal chimes, was Lyriel. No last name, no titles, just Lyriel. The energy cuffs still bound her wrists, pulsing faintly, and I could see the faint burns where they'd chafed her luminous skin. "Why me?" I asked, my voice rough from the arena's dust. I'd removed my own restraints with a hidden multi-tool for my boot, old smuggler's habit from my days running cargo on the fringe worlds. But I hadn't touched hers yet. Trust was a luxury in this galaxy. She tilted her head, those violet eyes studying me. "The Zarathians do nothing without purpose, Jax Harlan. You won their games, but they see deeper. Perhaps they think you'll destroy me, or that I'll destroy you." Her words hung in the air, laced with an accent that made every syllable feel ancient, otherworldly. I leaned forward, elbows on my knees. I'm no slaver. Whatever game they're playing, I'm not part of it. But even as I said it, doubt crept in. The war had hardened me, lost friends, burned planets. Could I really just set her free? And what if she was a plant, a spy sent to infiltrate human lines? What she said next chilled me to the core. "The Zarathians didn't capture me," Lyriel whispered, glancing at the sealed door as if expecting eavesdroppers. "I surrendered to them. Willingly." Her confession hit like a photon blast. Why would an Ilari, beings of legend known for their psychic gifts and elusive fleets, give herself up? The shuttle banked sharply, avoiding a rogue asteroid. and in that moment of turbulence, our eyes locked again. There was pain there, hidden beneath the defiance, a story begging to unfold. But none of us were prepared for the truth. We docked at Epsilon Station, a ramshackle outpost orbiting a gas giant on the edge of human-controlled space. It was neutral ground, a hive of smugglers, refugees, and spies where alliances shifted like sand. I led Lyriel through the crowded corridors, her cuffs hidden under a cloak I'd scavenged from the shuttle. The air reeked of recycled oxygen and street food, spicy synth meat skewers hawked by vendors with cybernetic limbs. "Keep your head down," I muttered, scanning for Zorathian agents. Paranoia was my constant companion after years in the trenches. Lyriel nodded, but I caught her glancing at the holographic billboards flashing war propaganda. "Join the Alliance, crush the Zorathian scourge." Her expression was unreadable, a mask of calm that unnerved me. We slipped into a dingy cantina, the kind where deals were made in shadows. I ordered 2 mugs of bitter ale, sliding one to her. "Talk. Why surrender? And why me?" She sipped slowly, her fingers tracing the mug's rim. "My people, the Ilari, are not what you think. We don't fight wars like humans or Zorathians. We weave fates. Psychic abilities, I'd heard rumors. Mind reading, future glimpses. But weaving fates? That sounded like myth. Elaborate." I pressed, my hand inching toward the blaster at my hip. Lyriel's eyes dimmed. I saw a vision. A convergence of threads where you, Jax, stand at the center. The Zorathians rewarded you with me, because they fear what we could become together. But if I don't act, the galaxy burns. Her words painted pictures in my mind. Stars exploding, worlds crumbling. Was it her power at work or my imagination? A sudden commotion at the door, armored figures bursting in. Zorathian hunters? My heart raced. We had to run, but where? And could I trust this enigmatic woman who just dropped a bombshell of prophecy? That escape was only the beginning of our nightmare. Blaster fire erupted as we bolted from the cantina, the air sizzling with energy bolts that scorched the walls. I grabbed Lyriel's hand, pulling her through the throng of panicked patrons. "This way!" I shouted, dodging a shot that vaporized a table behind us. The hunters were Zorathian elites, their armor gleaming with adaptive camo that blended into the station's grimy bulkheads. We sprinted down a maintenance corridor, footsteps echoing like thunder. Lyriel's breath came in sharp gasps, her cuffs restricting her movements. "Remove them," she urged. With a quick flick, I hacked the restraints using my multi-tool. They fell away, and instantly a wave of energy pulsed from her, subtle, but I felt it like a cool breeze in my mind. "Thanks," I grunted, slamming a hatch shut behind us. But the hunters were closing in, their comms crackling with orders. "Target acquired. Neutralize the human, recapture the Ilari." Why recapture? If she was a gift, why hunt us now? Questions swirled as we climbed into the ventilation shafts, the metal groaning under our weight. Lyriel moved with graceful precision, her body adapting to the tight spaces like liquid. We emerged in the docking bays, stealing a battered freighter. As the engines roared to life, I punched in coordinates for the Nebula Veil, a dense cloud of gas and debris where sensors failed and pursuits ended. "Hold on," I said, blasting off just as the hunter's ship launched in pursuit. In the cockpit, stars streaking by, Lyriel turned to me. "They're not after me for the reasons you think. I carry something forbidden, a key to an ancient weapon." Her revelation hung heavy. What weapon? And how did I fit into this cosmic puzzle? The chase through the nebula tested every piloting skill I'd honed in the war. Ion storms crackled around us, lightning forks illuminating the hunter's vessel closing in. Evasive maneuvers. I yelled, banking hard. Lyriel placed a hand on the console, her eyes closing. Suddenly, the sensors glitched. Their ship veered off course as if blinded. "Your power?" I asked, mixing with suspicion. She nodded weakly. "Empathic projection. But it drains me." Sweat beaded on her brow, her iridescent skin paling. We lost in the storm. but damage to our freighter forced an emergency landing on a rogue moon, barren, airless, but with ancient ruins hinting at lost civilizations. As we suited up in EVA gear, stepping onto the dusty surface, I couldn't ignore the growing bond. She wasn't just a captive. She was a mystery I needed to unravel. But what dangers lurked in these ruins? What we found next changed everything. The ruins were Ilari in origin, Lyriel confirmed, her voice echoing in my helmet comms as we navigated crumbling archways under the moon's faint gravity. Massive stone obelisks etched with glowing runes towered above us, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat. My ancestors built this outpost eons ago, she explained, tracing a symbol that flared to life at her touch. A waypoint for our migrations across the stars. I scanned for threats, my blaster ready. Why here? And what's this weapon you mentioned? She hesitated, then led me deeper into a chamber where a holographic pedestal flickered. Activating it, a projection sprang up, a map of the galaxy with threads of light connecting stars. The Nexus key, Lyriel said solemnly. It unlocks the Veil gates, portals that bend space-time. In the wrong hands, it could collapse entire systems. And she carried it? Implanted, perhaps, or bonded to her psyche. The Zorathians must have known, using me as a pawn to extract it. But why give her me? A tremor shook the ground. Hunters had found us, their ship landing nearby. Blasts rocked the ruins as we fled, Lyriel clutching a data crystal she'd retrieved from the pedestal. This holds the coordinates to the true gate, she gasped. We barely escaped, our freighter limping toward human space. But in the quiet aftermath, doubt gnawed at me. Was Lyriel using me? Her visions, her powers, could they manipulate emotions? That doubt would soon be tested in ways I never imagined. Arriving at Terra Nova, the Alliance's fortified colony world, felt like coming home after a lifetime in hell. Towering spires of adamantium pierced the crimson skies, patrolled by drone swarms. I reported in, handing Lyriel over to intelligence for debriefing, but with a promise, I'd vouch for her. In the sterile interrogation room, under harsh lights, Commander Reyes eyed her suspiciously. An Ilari captive? Harlan, you've brought us a gold mine or a Trojan horse. Lyriel sat composed, her violet eyes steady. I come as an ally. The Zorathians seek the Nexus key to end this war decisively. But it's not just a weapon, it's a bridge to forgotten realms. Reyes leaned in. Prove it. She did, projecting images into our minds, visions of Zorathian fleets massing, portals ripping open. The room fell silent, Reyes face paling. God help us. Harlan, you're her guardian. Keep her safe. Assigned quarters in the Undercity, we settled into an uneasy routine. I trained her in human combat. She taught me glimpses of Ilari philosophy, balance between emotion and logic. Nights were filled with conversations under holographic stars, her laughter like music I'd forgotten existed. But tension built. Whispers in the halls, Harlan's pet alien. Jealousy from comrades, fear from civilians. And Lyriel's visions grew darker, foretelling betrayal. One night, as rain lashed the windows, she confided, I see you sacrificing everything for me, Jax. It terrifies me. I pulled her close, our first real embrace. Then let's change the future. Sparks ignited, a connection deeper than words. But was it real or her influence? The betrayal came swiftly, shattering our fragile peace. It started with an alarm klaxon blaring through the base, Zorathian infiltrators. Chaos erupted. Explosions in the hangars, soldiers scrambling. I fought alongside Lyriel, her empathic blasts disorienting enemies while I picked them off with precise shots. But in the command center, we found Reyes holding the data crystal, his eyes glazed. They promise power, he muttered, a Zorathian neural implant pulsing at his temple. Traitor. He activated a beacon, summoning a fleet. The key is mine. He lunged at Lyriel, but I intercepted the fight brutal, fists, knives, blood. I disarmed him, but not before he wounded me deeply, a gash across my chest. As Reyes fell, Lyriel healed me with her touch, energy flowing like liquid light. "We must flee to the gate," she urged. The base was lost, Alliance forces crumbling. Stealing a stealth ship, we raced toward the coordinates, a hidden nebula where the veil gate awaited. But the wound in my soul festered. How many more betrayals? And what if the gate led to doom? Our journey through the nebula was a gauntlet of illusions, the gas clouds twisting reality. Ghost ships appeared, voices of dead friends whispered accusations. Lyriel's powers shielded us, but exhaustion wore her down. "JX," she cried as a phantom ensnared me, a vision of my family's death on a Zarathian raid. I relived the flames, the screams. "It's not real." Her voice pulled me back, her hand in mine anchoring me. Emerging, we found the gate, a colossal ring of exotic matter swirling with colors beyond human spectrum. "To activate it, I must bond with it," Lyriel explained. "But it requires a sacrifice, a piece of one's essence." The Zarathian fleet arrived, led by Krazel himself. "Surrender the key, or perish," his voice boomed over comms. Battle ensued, our ship dodging torpedoes, firing back with all we had. I manned the guns, Lyriel interfacing with the gate. Energy built, the ring humming. But Krazel boarded, his form massive, claws extended. "You were a tool human. Now discard." The fight was visceral, blows shaking the deck, blood, mine, and his splattering. Lyriel screamed as the gate activated, a portal tearing open. "Jax, it's ready. But the sacrifice, it's you or me." In that moment, choice loomed. Let her go, or join her in the unknown. I shoved Krazel into the void, his roar fading. Turning to Lyriel, I said, "Together." We stepped through, the portal ceiling behind us. On the other side, a paradise world unfolded, lush forests, twin suns, peace. The gate had led to an Ilari sanctuary, free from war. But the sacrifice? My humanity altered, senses heightened, linked to hers eternally. Years passed in bliss, but echoes of the old galaxy called. We returned, forging alliances, ending the war. Yet in quiet moments I wondered, was this new life a reward or the ultimate captivity? As stars wheeled above, Lyriel whispered, "We chose freedom." And in her eyes I saw our forever, a cosmos rewritten by love's defiant spark.